Well, it's finally here. But before we proceed with the video, I would like you to take a good look at the phone. The Mystic Bronze colorway is gorgeous, isn't it? Well, this is Prasham from Mashable India, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. This isn't going to be an in-depth review of the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. Instead, we're going to be answering 5 burning questions that we've heard a lot of users ask regarding the Indian variant of the phone, which makes use of the Exynos 990 processor. So, without any further ado, let's dive right into these questions. Firstly, since I don't have the Snapdragon 865 Plus powered Note 20 Ultra, I can't make direct comparisons to which phone is better with which chipset. When coupled with LPDDR5 RAM and UFS 3.1 storage, everything flies on the phone and multitasking is a breeze. Even when it comes to gaming, the phone handles light to medium games without breaking a sweat. But I'm not sure if I can say that for certain games such as PUBG. In terms of sustained performance and throttling, the Exynos 990 doesn't do as well as some other phones that I have used which make use of the Snapdragon 865. So, if you're into hardcore gaming and performance is an absolute necessity for you, the Note 20 Ultra might not be very suitable for your needs. But if you're not a hardcore gamer, then the Note 20 Ultra should do absolutely fine for you. The Exynos 990 isn't a bad chipset by any means. And I'll be honest, you'll be hard pressed to find any problems with the chipset in day-to-day usage. So now, let's talk about the S Pen. The S Pen has always been the mainstay of the Note series, and it is the very reason that the Note series exists. So this time around, Samsung has managed to improve the S Pen yet again, with the major feature being that the latency is now reduced to a shocking 9 milliseconds. What this basically means is that writing with the S Pen feels really natural. In fact, Samsung has also added a sound effect of putting pencil against paper whenever you use the S Pen, which further adds to the entire experience. But is the improvement perceivable? Well, not necessarily. Moving on, the S Pen still has support for air gestures, which means it can be used to control media in various applications such as YouTube or Spotify. Apart from that, the S Pen can also act as a camera shutter in the camera application, or you can also use it to flip through presentations. For the ones who don't know, LTPO stands for, give me a second, it's a mouthful. Low temperature polycrystalline oxide. And if that completely bounced over your head, it's alright. You don't need to remember what it stands for. But basically, what an LTPO display does is, it dynamically adjusts the refresh rate of the screen depending on what you're using the phone for. So, for instance, when you're reading an article, the screen refresh rate will drop to as low as 1 Hz, which basically means that the screen will refresh only once every second. Since the screen can dynamically adjust this refresh rate, this usually translates into better power efficiency, and we've already seen a proof of this on the Apple Watch Series 5. Speaking of refresh rates, the Note 20 Ultra can't do 120 Hz at Quad HD resolution. In fact, you can't even fix 120 Hz at Full HD resolution, like it was possible with the S20 series. Samsung only offers an adaptive refresh rate on the Note 20 Ultra, which is most probably because of the LTPO display, which will help in extending the phone's battery. But for those wondering, don't worry. The user experience is really smooth, and you practically won't be able to see the LTPO display in action. The Note 20 Ultra ships with a 4500 mAh battery, which is of the same size as the one we saw on the S20 Ultra. But unlike the S20 Ultra, the Note 20 Ultra doesn't have support for 45-watt wired charging. Instead, wired charging is limited to 25 watts. But yes, we still have support for fast wireless charging, and that is capped at 15 watts. If we talk about battery endurance, the Note 20 Ultra hasn't lasted me an entire day yet, either at 120Hz Full HD resolution or at 60Hz Quad HD resolution. But before you jump to conclusions, you should know I'm a heavy user. My daily usage involves at least a couple of hours of social media and instant messaging, an hour of gaming, an hour or so on YouTube, and music streaming throughout the day. Also, In my testing, I had both the SIM cards popped in and I was on mobile data for 90% of the day. So yes, I definitely am a heavy user, but the phone might last you a day if you don't use the phone as heavily. Having said that, the Note series of phones has always been aimed towards heavy users, and it's kinda disappointing to know that the phone won't last me an entire day. But on the upside, Samsung has improved the battery efficiency of the S20 Ultra with subsequent updates. I'm hoping the same happens with the Note 20 Ultra. So yes, let's talk about the final question. Is the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra worth its asking price? But before we even answer that question, which doesn't really have a straightforward answer, what is really notable, no pun intended, is that this is the first time a Samsung flagship costs more than a lakh in India. Of course, if you don't count the foldable phones. So yes, the Note 20 Ultra is a really expensive smartphone. But the question you really need to ask yourself out here is if the S Pen is really worth that much to you. And if the answer is yes, then yes, the Note 20 Ultra may be worth it for you. But if the answer is not a resounding yes, then I would really recommend you check out the S20 series, which offers a very similar experience, but of course, at a lower price and without the S Pen. So that's all for today's video, and I hope some of your doubts regarding the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra were clarified in this video. Make sure to check our entire review, which is dropping soon on the website. And if you like this video, make sure to leave a like and comment down below and subscribe to our channel for more such videos. This is Prasham from Mashable India, signing off.